Hey, good morning. We are live, SEMA 2018. My name is Jody, Sedrick, my partner.
Rod Puzey, and we're here with Bob Phillips. Sorry about the voice, guys. I got the SEMA disease, right?
Yes, we do.
Too much talking.
Too much talking. The cigar event with Randy
Too late at
Doyle.
night. I mean, everything. It's abuse of the body, but we'll make it.
Yeah, I tell you, it's been a lot of fun. Last night we were at the Glassparency appreciation party, and that was swanky, and then ran over to the rag company, and that was super fun to top it off, and it's just been non-stop. You start early in the morning and you're late at night, just super fun. So
Yeah.
appreciate you taking a few minutes to visit with us.
No, absolutely. You guys are fantastic partners of ours. We appreciate it for sure.
Well, we're super excited. I mean, it's been a great, we started this journey, what, a year ago? Rennie called us up and said, hey, Jody, I think I got an idea. I think your product's ready for the industry and the industry's ready for you.
Right.
And I need to make an introduction to Bob. And so we started some conversations a year ago, and it's just been a lot of fun to build a product that could support, you know, the detailers and P&S. And one of the things that I've been just really excited about is, you know, we went with you to Denver, and to be excited to find a whole, how we could support the distributors, you know, that's really exciting to me. But one of the things that's been really on my mind, and actually talked to your brother about this, is legacy.
Right.
I mean, your dad started a business that is not just a family-owned business, it's a legacy business.
Right.
And how has that impacted you, and how are you taking that to the next level? I mean, you've introduced a brand new product. I mean, let's talk about legacy of your dad.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's interesting. I guess you don't know how well you've been taught until, you know, the person that taught is gone. So, you know, we really try and honor my dad. Sorry about that, a little emotional, but no, you know, he taught us well, and he taught us how to run a business well, and he taught us how to treat customers, and he was an amazing human being. So it's a responsibility now that we now, 10 years ago, you know, my dad was still alive, and I didn't really feel that responsibility. But now that he's passed, and I see how he impacted the industry and how he impacted us, and not only us, but just our customers. And so there's a huge responsibility to carry on that tradition. And so, you know, he's in our booth at every SEMA. He's always on the wall, you know, and, you know, we're just trying to honor it more and more, because, you know, that story needs to be told. And, you know, I was talking to an advertising guy yesterday, and he goes, you know, if it's just a story and nobody hears it, then it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
So, you know, now, you know, we're just trying to share that story and carry on with that legacy for sure.
And one of the things that was really impactful to me when we were in Denver, the distributor meeting, was that it's not just the direct P&S family, it's the extended P&S family with Stephen Chan in South Bay, where he took over his father's route. So you've got like multiple generations of people doing the same thing, which is fantastic.
Right.
And I think a lot of people don't understand that feeling of responsibility that flows through to your distributors.
Yeah.
You know, we talked to the guys at Budco that I think they've been doing this since, like, you know, I don't know, early 1800s.
Right.
And Stephen, that's just what they do. They have no concept or thought or anything. That's what we did. We planned to do this all along.
Well, what's interesting is I have to say that, you know, traditionally in our business, you know, not all distributors have gotten along, right? Even though you're carrying the same brand territory guidelines were tough. My dad fostered this, like, we all work together, and the original group of distributors, you know, they don't cross territorial boundaries. They respect each other. They work together. I mean, it's harder and harder to find in this business, and I think that's one of the things that we want to make sure that we try and carry on. And it's hard because, you know, now with social media and everything, you know, to carry on that tradition is a lot harder. But the bottom line is, you know, we just want to treat our customers like we would want to be treated. I mean, I tell people, like, what makes P&S different, or what makes us different as a group, and we surround ourselves with people with similar values. Rennie, you guys, you know, the Buff and Shine team, everybody that's kind of around us, we want people to have similar values, because that's what's important to the industry, and that's how we can continue to cultivate that tradition, right, and build on that, because it's hard. So when people ask what's different about your company, I'm like, it's the people.
It's the people.
It's the people. You know, we got great products, but realistically, when someone does business with us, it's like when we say we're going to do something,
it's done.
we don't have to
Yeah.
talk about it again. We're going to do it, right?
Yeah.
So that's just different. And so that's like you guys said. I mean, it's a tradition. It's harder to keep going, but that's what makes us different.
So one of the things that's also been intriguing to me is, as we visited, is your dad took it to a certain level, right? And then now you and Dave as a team are taking it to a whole different level, right? Your dad gave you this foundation, and one of the things that you said in one of our conversations was you had this idea with Rennie Doyle for the Double Black collection. How did that come about, and what was, your vision is just unfolding. So,
well, brand management, right? Or, building a brand is a constant evolution. It's kind of like a business plan. You got your business plan, but you're constantly reevaluating and rebuilding it every day.
Yeah.
Because you have to adapt to the market. And people think that when Rennie Doyle joined our team, that it was all about building Double Black.
Right. Oh.
That concept didn't even exist.
Interesting.
We didn't even know we were going to do that. It was not even discussed. And those that think that, what happened was it was just a natural relationship, kind of like ours has connected. So Rennie was working for Sonax, and he was my friend, and I went down to talk to Rennie about an event that we were going to do, and I left there, and I called my wife as I was driving down from Big Bear, and I go, Yvette, I just got this feeling. Somehow, some way, I'm going to get Rennie to be our spokesperson, but I can't ask him. Because he's my friend. I do not want to put him in an uncomfortable position because we're so tight. He would be like, ooh, that, to tell me no would be uncomfortable.
Right.
But because he may be loyal to Sonax and want to stay there. And so I didn't do it. So what I did was I just started doing so much cool stuff that he wanted to do it. Right?
Yeah.
And so, and that was part of building our brand. The whole thing was just cultivating that. And then he asked me.
That's awesome.
And then when he joined the team, Double Black, it wasn't even there.
It just kind of evolved out of a natural relationship.
Yeah, so we did SEMA the first year with Rennie, and it was great. But I quickly found out that, we needed something that Rennie could present to the industry.
Yeah.
And really, it's I don't want people to think that Rennie's peddling products.
Oh, no.
Never. Because I tell
not.
Rennie all the time, I go, you're a brand ambassador, but you're an industry ambassador beforehand.
Yes.
So I tell him all the time, I go, review other products, do this. I don't, so a lot of people that have a spokesperson be like, okay, you can only show my stuff. I go, no, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Because then you sell out. I don't want him to sell out. It's okay if I go, Rennie, look at this product, and he'll go, Bob, that product doesn't work. It's terrible. Right. Okay, that's fine. We'll take that. So
and that's one of the things that that impressed me about when we first got into this relationship with you is that you literally, when we were talking about putting software together, you're like, I don't want this to be exclusive P&S. If somebody wants to put something else in there, great.
It would impair. It would. You couldn't be successful.
Right.
I mean, you need to cater to everybody. Right.
Yeah.
I mean.
And that's that's funny because I was talking to my wife about it, and she's like, so she goes, hold on a minute. So literally, you guys stand in the booth, and the same guys that you saw 2 months ago come into the booth and hang out with you all day long. And I'm like, not just those guys. Why would they keep coming back? I said, they keep coming back because this group of people, the IDA, the Detail Mafia, the whole they energize each other. They learn from each other. They have questions about this or that. I mean, you're seeing guys that have been doing this for 20 years. Jim Gogan, he certainly doesn't need to come in here and get any ideas, but he's coming here and getting stuff from Dave and from young guys. I mean, Christian, he's watching Christian do his demo, and I mean, Christian's 20 shoes older than Christian, and so does Jim Gogan, but he's getting information from him and learning because the industry's changing and everything.
I mean, people may not know, Christian's Coastline Detailing out of Guadalupe, California, right?
Yeah.
The guy is so loyal to our company. And, obviously, we could have the most experienced demo guys on the planet. I mean, everybody wants to see Rennie polish on the hood, but I go, Rennie, that's a complete waste of your time.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't need to polish on the hood. I go, I wanted to get a raw guy. Because you know what I love about youth is they don't know the answer no. Right? And they just, I go, Christian, hey man, he goes, what do you want me to do, Bob? I go, just do what you do. That's it. And he goes, well, what happens if I do something wrong? I go, don't worry. I'll let you know. It's cool. You can't fail. You're not going to fail. Nope. I mean, you have that character. And so that's what our responsibility as
Eh,
OGs, right? Older guys in the business, our responsibility is to let these guys flourish,
Yes.
right? I always tell Rennie, when we first started our relationship, I told him, I said, when we started, I go, here's my job. My job, make you bigger and better than you ever were. It's not about me.
Right.
It's not about a brand. It's not about anything. It's about you. Because guess what? If you're successful, I'm successful. I mean, that's...
the funny part is Rennie's the same way.
Exactly.
He'll go, it's not about you. We'll sit down and talk to Rennie and about, you know, Swirl Killer and how that all is, and he will turn the conversation
turning
around
it
to
all the
us,
time.
You know,
Well, and that's, you know, a lot of people, because, you know, I'm tight with Rennie, they know I'm a spokesperson, they're a little guarded with that conversation. They go, look guys, let me tell you one thing. Rennie Doyle's the most misunderstood person in the detailing industry.
Yeah.
He's the most genuine human. He wants to see everybody be successful.
Absolutely.
He's the best industry ambassador. That's why we love hanging out with him.
Yeah.
The hard part is, you know, he's got kind of this image, you know, that, you know, he's kind of a tough guy. The guy's the biggest pussycat in the world, right? But, I mean, he's a tough guy too, but, you know, he's got this great aura around him.
Well, and it's actually interesting. I've actually got set up with one of the partners to talk about the difference between cockiness and confidence.
Right.
Rennie is a very confident individual.
Yes.
He's not cocky. People bash on him. They bash on other people. Oh, those guys are just cocky. They're not cocky. No, they're confident.
Right.
That and if
Right.
they don't know something, they
They're
will
humble
go find
enough
out.
to ask
The
the
partners were standing here yesterday and they go, oh, we got to go because there's a demo on wraps that we really want to learn about this.
Right.
Listen,
Well,
these guys do some of the greatest cars ever, but they literally are constantly learning new techniques.
like, there's one thing that's very interesting about Rennie, and we're so tight, and so, you know, I tell him all the time, I said, look, you're our spokesperson, so I have to be able to critique what you're doing, right?
Right.
I just have to.
Right, absolutely.
Because I'm helping foster our brand.
Yeah.
That's my job, right? One of the things I love about Rennie is, man, that guy, he takes comments about how he does things and adapts and changes. He's like, oh, that's good input.
Yeah.
Most people would think like, no, he's got such an ego that he's not going to accept any
Yeah.
criticism.
Yeah.
No, and I hate the word criticism. Analysis, right? I mean,
Right.
I'm not
Right.
criticizing. I'm just saying, hey, I think we should do this.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, man, that's great. You're right. We should do that. And
Yeah.
that's you know, that's actually what's amazing about, you know, the group. That's what makes it different.
Yeah.
And you know, it's famous. I don't know if it's a famous quote, but a very successful individual is Quincy Jones, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably the most famous
prolific producer ever.
in
Yeah.
the world,
Yes.
ever to walk the planet. And his thing is, be humble in your success.
Yes.
Right? And I got to tell you, Rennie's successful, but he's also humble. But
Yeah.
it's hard for people to read that sometimes because they pick up
Right.
on, they think it's cocky.
He's
Yeah.
got a very big personality, and that's what makes him successful. But I was telling this story to Dave yesterday. I got the opportunity both at Mobile Tech Expo and then in Denver to see his keynote speech. And so he came to me after the keynote speech in Denver, and he said, "Okay, we got to pull you aside." You know, I'm thinking, "Okay, here comes, you know, talk
Right.
about something." And he goes, "Okay, so you've seen both keynotes. Gloves off.
Right.
How did I do?"
Right.
Changed it up a little bit, and I gave him some feedback as far as what I saw, and
Right.
it was very positive feedback.
Yeah.
Because I
Right.
think in Denver, you know, I mean, literally the feedback in Denver was this was more of a professional towards businesses, and the one in Mobile Tech Expo was
Right.
more, it was more raw, and it was more
More
environment for
industry,
good.
right.
This one's awesome for a smaller, and he was, you know, he took that. He's like, okay, don't just blow smoke. Tell me, did I do
Right.
this?
Right.
And he really wants to learn
Right.
and do better in every aspect of his business.
Right. Well, that's
So-
why he's such a great spokesperson. I mean,
The other thing that I want to give kudos to you, and it's when we went to Denver, and I see it in your booth, I see it in your attitude, I see it in the culture, I see it in your brother, I see it in the team that's surrounding you, and it's the theme, it is possible.
right.
Right? And I feel that energy, I see that energy, and I think that's part of why people gather to the booth, because they're coming to get some energy that you are fostering, that you're building as a brand, but also as an industry ambassador, to tell everybody that it is possible to elevate
Right.
yourself as a person and also your business.
Right.
And I think that is really, really critical, and I'm super excited to be a small part of that.
Right.
with
Well,
you
I mean,
guys.
that was the theme because, you know, our distributors, you know, they're watching what's happening to our brand. I mean, really what's happening, you know, 4 years ago, none of this existed.
Oh, yeah, no, you've exploded.
Double black, nothing. the whole product line, nothing existed.
Yeah.
And it actually blows my mind that it actually happened.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, yeah, it is possible. And then what I learned through this process was I was, I don't think cautious. I was the same person, but I wasn't taking advantage of not my ability, our ability,
Yeah.
you know? And I wasn't entrusting. I wasn't like wasn't really taking the risk that I needed to take. I mean, literally the sales meeting. Rennie, Keith, and I talked about it, and I said, "Look, we're gonna fly. I want everybody to be there. We're gonna throw the best sales meeting ever."
Yeah.
And the only anchor to that sales meeting was Rennie's keynote.
Yeah.
I had no idea what we were gonna do. It is possible didn't exist. None of that existed. We're just like, look, Rennie, you're going to give the keynote, and then everybody's going to be there. Now I got to figure out what we're going to do, right? And then you know, Keith and Rennie like, that'll be awesome. And I'm like, wow, okay. Now I got to figure out what we're going to do, right?
How do we make this happen?
I
Yeah.
know. And so, and you know, I mean, I've done enough of those things that I have my certain style of how I'm going to do it and keep people engaged. And so, I'm a little proficient at that. You know, I'm okay.
Yeah.
So I feel confident that I know I can pull off a good event.
Yeah.
Because it's all about the style. It's
Yeah,
how you
it's
treat
style,
people.
yes.
You know, people feed on it. But really, to get back to the "it is possible" thing, was our distributors were watching it, but they all weren't drinking the Kool-Aid.
They weren't feeling it.
They weren't feeling it.
Right.
And my whole point was to bring them all together. So I'm like, you guys, this is really a great opportunity.
Yes.
You know, don't be sheltered in your business.
Yeah.
Open it up, change the way you do business, because our business is different than when my dad started it.
Oh, absolutely.
It's different than it was 10 years ago.
Right.
And so, anyway, I mean,
Well, and then the distributors, some of the things that we got, I mean, because we, you know, like I said, we really appreciate being a small part of it. We got a lot of conversations and feedbacks with Budco and South Bay and some of the other guys, Carolina, and they really, I mean, they are a business that works off of your business. So there's a lot of concern there of where you're going.
Right.
And I think that as they went into those things, you could almost sense this hesitation of
Oh, yeah.
where are we going, where are we going? And then after that thing, it was
after
like they were
They
going
caught the
nuts.
vision.
They're like,
Right.
we're in. The guy, I can't remember his name. He's a great guy. Works with Steven Shan. He's one of his mobile
Jason.
Jason, yes.
Yeah.
He was, I mean, just
over the top
literally couldn't
excited,
stand
yeah.
still. He was just like,
Right.
this is, you know, he just the stuff he was thinking about, how we can go out and do this and this. And Steven's like, this, it's okay.
settle down, settle down.
We got it.
Well, even to the point where a lot of our distributors, they wouldn't bring their singles team.
Yeah.
You guys are crazy. You got to get
Yeah.
everybody
Get
involved,
them all
right?
there.
You know, it's like being at the top, telling everybody what you're going to do, but not letting them in.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't work.
Yeah.
You got to get everybody to drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Well, and the trip from that meeting about sales to Rupes and to talk about the product and again, you know, to give Rennie kudos. You know, Rennie sits through that. Everybody knows he's a flex guy, but he
Right.
picks up the polisher. He's willing to look at a different
Right.
product, sit in the room, do all of the stuff, and actually give them their time. No feedback, very quiet.
Well,
you know,
and nobody knows. Well, I mean, it's not a secret. Nobody knows that there was a planning meeting about the Rupes event. Rennie and I were on it with the team from Rupes, Chip, Jason, Dylan, fantastic people. I mean, I respect
yeah.
those guys
Yeah.
more than anything in the industry. And I knew that part of the reason to go into Colorado was one day at Rupes because they have a beautiful facility. I want to inspire my team to keep them motivated to sell Rupes tools and support that brand because I think their story is amazing.
Yeah.
And so, that planning meeting, and so finally goes. I can't remember who asked the question, but I go, okay, the elephant in the room. So Rennie, what are you going to do? And Rennie goes, you know what? I'm going to be a student because I need to know how to use your tool as well as every other detailer. Because he goes, you guys, I train people on your tool.
Right. He's in industry.
So
ambassador.
and then we go. Dylan, I think Dylan said to Chip, he goes, Chip, do you have any concerns? He goes, no, that's pretty much exactly what I wanted to hear. That's great. And so it was awesome.
People don't know how to react when Rennie is quiet. I was actually having a conversation with him about Jason Kilmer's, the Sandman's trainer. And he goes, I'm standing there, I'm in the back, and I'm listening, and I'm not saying anything, and everybody's freaking out. Like, oh, Rennie's going to go, Rennie's mad. And he goes, okay, whoa, stop. And he goes, and Jason even looked at me, and Rennie's like, okay, I just had to unlearn everything I know about Sandman. And he totally gives Jason the kudos and the room he needs to show his profession and what he does, and he's willing to learn. He's willing to step up and learn something new, because it's a lot different, taking a panel and sanding on it and then doing the Jason method.
Well,
with the car.
And I haven't done Jason's class yet, and I can't wait to do it.
Oh,
I talked to
phenomenal.
him the day before yesterday for like 15 or 20 minutes, and I'm like, wow. I mean, oh my God,
Yeah.
I know nothing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I really do. I'm like, he goes, oh yeah, this. I'm like, okay, I'm stupid, right? I'm detailing cars for 38 years, but I guess I really don't know how to,
But
right?
he is a similar person, like you said, the personalities. I mean, Rennie's the same way. I can pick up a polisher, and when we were at the training center in Colorado, and I picked up something I'd never used. It was like going to the bathroom in a foreign country. The stuff turns the wrong way, right? So I picked it up, and I probably had 3 of the industry top detailers on the planet, not critiquing, but helping. Hold it a little bit this way, put a little more pressure. I had because I'm not a tall gentleman, so Mark leans over the top of me basically, and he's like, just put a little more pressure about half of that pad. Watch this.
Did he hug you while he was shooting?
Yeah. And the Parkers are helping me out. Everybody's there helping you to learn.
And one of my favorite things happened with Rennie. We were at Mobile Tech Expo, and he was like one of the trainers, and so we were doing skills validation. And so there's a detailer that Rennie goes, okay, show me how to do paint correction. So the guy picks up the polisher, and literally his hands are shaking with the polisher, right? And so, anyway, he's shaking with the polisher. I go up to the guy, and go, relax. He goes, it's Rennie Doyle. I go,
It's like, no.
He's here to help. Just chill, relax, So yeah, no, there's a lot of that, and so it's, I don't know, that's what make, I use this thing here, right? Not to plug this, but detail industry strong. I did that because the value of everybody being successful it's more important than anything, because it breaks down barriers of ugly competition and unhealthy competition, and everybody there's plenty of room for everybody to be successful. There's a million detail products out there, and that's okay. They'll all find their way. I mean,
and there's a million environments.
And I think that the important thing about that is that it goes along with it is possible. Right? As an industry, it is possible. So, well, the show's about to get started, so we're going to wrap things up. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Mafia Memoirs. You guys have a great day, and we will check you later. See ya.
Thank you guys.